Hello, everyone. My name is Ayan Watson. I'm an interior designer, podcast host, and producer for Sweet Taboos. And this is my homelessness story. I was experiencing homelessness back in 2019, 2020. So over 5 years now, or about. A little backstory. In 2018, I was in middle school, and for some strange reason, I was just having thoughts about, I wonder what it would be like to be homeless. And I was having those thoughts, and I was like, oh, that would never happen, right? I was just thinking of these things, but probably a year and a half later, I found myself homeless. At this time, I'm the oldest of four with a single parent in the home. And that was it was a shock because you never think that it would really happen. And then it happened. I have spent some days in two homeless shelters before. The first one, what I thought living in a homeless shelter would be like before was just in this very large room with people, random people I didn't know. And that's not what it was, because we were a family of 5, I think. They put us in the room. We had our separate room, but we had the beds in there, your basic necessities, a dresser, put your things in. It was a big adjustment. The showers had to be shared. So did the toilets. So if you needed anything outside of your room, which was the toilet, the shower, the kitchen, I remember getting up in the morning for school, and they had someone come pick us up with this van. I don't even know what resources were available, but they helped us get back and forth to school. When we were there, I psyched myself out enough to silence the emotions and the feelings that came with that experience, which led me down a darker path, because when you're able to switch off that feeling, your emotions, you do anything and you don't care anymore. So from that point, after I numbed myself to get through the experience, I was still talking to God then, but it was still like, okay, God, I still trusted him at that time. We're going to get through this. I didn't know what was the purpose, what was the purpose? And as I continue to grow, I see the purpose more, because I'm a strong believer in God takes us through experiences for reasons, and our lives have purpose. And I like to think of it this way. Unfortunately, lives don't make it all the way through for a reason. So again, I was a teenager. So as a teenager, you're already rebellious and you're like wanting to do your own thing. So I got into the mix of things at school and messing around with people I didn't have any business messing with. But that's a part of my story. Moving on to the next shelter, it was a bit nicer. They had a food pantry. It was still for families, specific to domestic violence families, mothers and children. When we got to that space, I felt like I could breathe a little more because there was a little more room. I felt a little more safer. And after that, I was just like, okay, this is my life. This is my life for now. As the oldest of 4 siblings, I was just like, I hope after this is over, we can be okay and heal from the situation, because everyone has a different experience, and coping and trying to cope through an experience like that is difficult, especially if you don't have your necessities like housing or the other parent. There are so many things. But my message is to anyone who has experienced homelessness or currently going through homelessness that it won't last forever. and it's not your fault. Homelessness is caused by many things. Bad decisions or, a late bill. It could be anything, but you can recover. It's just about finding the right community, the right resources, all those things. So experiencing homelessness has shaped my worldview in a way that allows me to be more open and receiving to people's point of view. Someone who grew up in the suburbs, didn't have to think twice about water, lights, housing, may not grasp the depths of homelessness. But I want to say it's a journey, and it's led me to be more grateful because, like I said in the beginning, I had these thoughts a year and a half before, like, I wonder what it's like to be homeless, and I wonder how these people get through it. And then God put me in that spot. I was like, what are you doing, God? What are you doing, God? So at the end of the day, he brought me out, and he continues to lead my path with his light. So thank you for letting me share my story with you. And I hope you guys tune into the Sweet Taboos podcast next time. Thank you.